Hey guys, we are live. Welcome to Crossing China's Red Line. Hope everybody's doing well today. First of all, I would just like to wish everybody who's watching from Taiwan a happy National Day. It is Double 10 Day in Taiwan, or as they call it, Shuangshijie. That is the National Day of the Republic of China, otherwise known as Taiwan. You're going to see a lot of celebrations tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, maybe it's today, right now in Taiwan, but it's really early in the morning. But you'll see a lot of Taiwanese flags everywhere, which kind of makes me think that's probably why my most recent video over on Free China is doing so well, because it's a Taiwan flag video and it's the National Day tomorrow. So yeah, that's probably the reason that video is killing it at the moment. It's had over 10,000 views since published, which is really good for a crappy channel like my Free China channel. So thank you to everybody who watched it, and I hope you enjoyed it. So anyway, we have quite an interesting stream today. We've got some pretty serious stuff at the start of the stream, and of course, we've got some hilarious clips and some quite disturbing clips that have come surfaced from China recently. But first of all, yeah, I kind of want to get into you could call it slightly more serious stuff, but yeah, it's actually really ridiculous what is going on in Denmark at the moment. You know, what are these like Lego playing, bacon eating mofos up to over there in Denmark? And I'm just kidding. I love the Danish people. I got some friends from Denmark actually. So, but it seems that Denmark is going the way of the pro CCP and even pushing their propaganda, actively promoting China's bullshit narrative. So, yeah, we're going to get into that. So, first of all, thank you to everybody who's in the chat. I can see, let me see. Yeah, we've got the usual suspects. We have Jasmine who is here. Thank you, Jasmine. We have Barry, the Super Scott. We got the average Joe. Let me see. We have Juhung Shao. We have Chloe. We have the usual suspects. Sorry if I missed. Oh, we've got Headley there as well. I can see. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Oh, and Falco. There's Falco. Cool, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. So let me just load up the video that I've got today. Where is that? Just need to. Yes. And yeah, here it is. Oh my goodness, that is a silly mistake that I made. Oh dear, I didn't export it properly from Final Cut. So you are just going to have to bear with me for a couple of seconds while I actually export it properly. That is a stupid mistake, isn't it? I'm so sorry about that, guys. Just give me a second. It actually shouldn't take too long to export that properly from Final Cut. But yeah, wow, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Ah, damn it. That is a stupid mistake to make. Okay, so I'm on Final Cut now. Don't worry. I'm going to export it because apparently, for some reason, on this crappy editing software, you cannot export, you cannot play an MOV file. It has to be an MP4 file, which is just stupid. But yeah, anyway, I'm saving it now. It shouldn't take long because it's actually not a very large video. So let me just entertain the chat for a few seconds. I know, right? This is Amateur Hour. We should rename this podcast, this live stream, the Amateur Hour, hosted by Lewis. Seriously, that is ridiculous. Yeah, your videos take ages to export. Well, luckily, I am using the state-of-the-art software, and I've done a few workarounds on my Final Cut to make sure that I can export really quickly because I do make a lot of videos. And also, you know, I'm an editing genius, apparently. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's always full of surprises. Sometimes that happens, you know, like today has been quite hectic for me. I'm not making any excuses though. I just made a dumb mistake. and I'm going to own it. Video is almost exported. We're at 65%, so it's well on its way. Sorry, guys. I'm going to probably end up cutting this out of the live stream as well when it's finally uploaded onto YouTube because, yeah, who wants to sit here and listen to a guy talk about a video exporting? Nobody, right? Yeah, so sorry. So sorry. I will keep talking because we have a lot to talk about. Some crazy shit has been happening in Denmark regarding Taiwan and China, and this really infuriated me. Okay, it's exported. Now all I need to do is just put it in the right folder, and we are good to go. Okay, so just make sure I delete that previous one that I screwed up with. Hopefully, it's not going to take 100 years to put in the. Oh, there we go. Put it in straight away. Okay, we are good to go. Let me just find it and put it on the screen. So sorry about that, guys. That was ridiculous. Okay, here we go. We have it on the screen now. I can imagine you guys can see this. Can you see this on your screen? Okay, so let me give you the lowdown on what's been going on. Okay, so last month on the 16th of September, there was a party, an event going on in Denmark at the Japanese embassy to celebrate Japan's Emperor Naruhito's birthday. There were around 200 guests in attendance, including some representatives from Taiwan. Okay, let me move to the next picture. It's the same story, yes, but you can see what's been happening in that article. So there were Taiwanese representatives there, okay, from the Taiwan representative's office, and there was another attendee, a guy named Wang Shifeng, who is the Chinese ambassador to Denmark. And guess what? He wasn't very happy with those representatives from Taiwan being at the party, and he had the absolute audacity to demand that the Taiwanese representatives immediately leave, otherwise he would protest. Can you believe that? That is ridiculous. And this is something that we know as wolf warrior diplomacy. Okay, so this is a little thumbnail that I made for a video on this channel, or was it on my YGZ Taiwan channel? And it's about wolf warriors. Okay, so this is a poster that I made with Xi Jinping. You've got Zhao Lijian, you've got Hua Chunying, and these other two, I totally forgot their names because they're so insignificant. But these are China's wolf warriors. And here they are. They're coming to liberate Taiwan. Xi Jinping's got his keyboard because, you know, these wolf warriors are keyboard warriors. They got their little toy knife, a keyboard. This guy's even got a steaming turd in his hand. He's probably going to eat that later. And you've got a little toy airplane going across. They're going to liberate Taiwan. So this whole wolf warrior diplomacy, it comes from this shitty movie called Wolf Warrior that was released in 2015. And yeah, it's like one of the worst movies you'll ever see. I'm not going to include any clips of it on this stream. If you want, you can go and look up Wolf Warrior 2015. It is a piece of crap. It's a rubbish film. It's about this Chinese soldier, and anyway, look, it's a piece of shit. It's not even worth talking about. Okay, but that is where this whole idea, because this movie is called Wolf Warrior, so the whole idea of wolf warrior diplomacy comes from this, and it's an aggressive and confrontational form of public diplomacy where China basically acts like this defensive little child who can't accept that they're wrong, a spoiled little brat. Now, this diplomacy was created by none other than Xi Jinping himself amongst his foreign diplomats. And his reasons for doing so was to give the Chinese people self-confidence of a great power. And he wanted to increase the Chinese people's sense of nationalism in order to increase and consolidate his own political power. So the sad part is that China behaves like a spoiled little brat on the world stage, and they get away with it because China is the factory of the world. Nobody really wants to offend them, anger them, and you often see governments of other countries placate these angry little wolf warriors. But behind the scenes, other countries just really think that their behavior is ridiculous, and the way their diplomats act is quite pathetic. We're going to give you an example in a second, but generally, diplomats of other countries, they have a they at least have this some tact about them, when they're doing their diplomacy, they're naturally not going to act like spoiled little brats and piss off other countries. That's not how you handle diplomacy. But the Chinese have adopted this wolf warrior way for a very long time now. And here's just one of them talking. If it plays, play. Okay, so this is Mao Ning, and I'm not sure if she's related to Mao Zedong. Who knows? A lot of people have said this. She is related. So here she is talking at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, saying China firmly opposes any visit to the US by Taiwan independent separatists in any name or under whatever pretext. Like they have any power to say who and who can't visit the US, right? Anyway, listen to
美方恪守一个中国原则和中美3个联合公报规定，切实履行美国领导人作出的支持台独等承诺，停止美台官方往来，停止升级美台实质关系，停止向台独分裂势力发出错误信号。中方将密切关注事态发展，采取坚决有力措施，捍卫国家主权和领土完整。
Spoiler alert, they did absolutely fuck all about it, and there's absolutely fuck all they can do about it. Excuse my French. But anyway, this post is a typical wolf warrior style of tweet, okay, or an X post as you'll call it nowadays, right? So this is the Chinese embassy in Ireland saying, who is the wolf? Some people accuse China for so-called wolf warrior diplomacy in his well-known fable. Aesop described how the wolf accused the lamb of committing offenses. The wolf is the wolf, not the lamb. By the way, China is not a lamb. Now, this is some serious, unhinged crap coming from China. What the hell? Is this like, were they drunk or high when they wrote this? Like, honestly, what the hell does this even mean, right? So, anyway, Aesop's wolf and lamb fable is a story of a wolf who spots a lamb drinking from a stream and decides to find an excuse to eat the lamb, right? He can't just go up and eat it. That would, be bad, I guess. So to find a way to eat the lamb, he accuses the lamb of muddying the water and insulting the wolf. Even after the lamb politely explains that it's impossible that he could do that, because he's downstream and he's too young to have offended the wolf. But ignoring the lamb's logical reason, the wolf just attacks and eats the lamb anyway. So the moral of the story is that the strong will always find an excuse to oppress the weak, even when the weak are innocent, which is exactly what the CCP does, right? They find the best way to oppress the weak, even though the weak are innocent. They lock people up for any dissent and, just criticizing the government in a like a WeChat post or something like that. They'll lock them up. So yeah, they are the wolf in this story, which makes this post even more ridiculous, and which is why the Chinese embassy in Ireland deleted it and tried to act like this post never existed. It is so stupid. So anyway, back to the Denmark story, okay? So what they did, what the ambassador for China in Denmark did was he was turning a celebratory event into a chance to try and push his own lame ideological cause. And it's just another example of how China puts this unrelenting pressure on Taiwan on the international stage. And they just do it all the time. And also, it just shows you how other countries accept their narrative over Taiwan, the whole one China, no Taiwan narrative, which is really pathetic. But there's going to be more to this story in a minute. Okay. But I just want to tell you, like, the funny part about this whole thing with the ambassador getting annoyed at that party in the Japanese embassy is that his request for the Taiwanese delegates to leave, it was completely ignored by the hosts. And apparently Wang, which is his name, Wang, I'll call him Wanker, left the reception in a complete huff and allegedly angrily pointed at the Taiwanese representative in a threatening way. So, the moral of this story is that we shouldn't pay attention to the blustering, the huffing and the puffing of China's wolf warriors, because they are just all bark and no bite. And if you just ignore them, like what happened at this party, then nothing came of it. Or you would think nothing came of it, right? But unfortunately, this story is going to take a dark turn, I'm afraid, guys. So, our story in Denmark does not end here. And it seems now that Denmark is openly accepting one China principle. So, very quickly, I'm not going to talk about this for too long, okay? But there is something called the One China policy and the One China principle. You guys probably know about it, but I'm just going to explain it quickly anyway. So, the One China policy, which is what most countries adopt, it means that the country recognizes the People's Republic of China as the only sole legitimate government of China, but it stays neutral on whether Taiwan is a part of it or not. It doesn't mention that at all. So China has the one China principle, which is completely promoted by Beijing and nobody else. And it goes even further than just saying that the People's Republic of China is the sole legitimate government of China. It claims that Taiwan is an inseparable part of the PRC, of the People's Republic of China. But thank God, no other country recognizes that, and everybody adopts the one China policy, not China's absurd one China principle. But I'm afraid Denmark has just accepted the one China principle. How the beep has that happened? Seriously, what the hell is going on? Denmark is now tacitly adopting China's position on Taiwan as being a part of the People's Republic of China. This is shocking news. This is the first European country to do that, and it hopefully is going to be the last. What the hell is Denmark's government even thinking about? So, the Danish Ministry of Foreign Affairs now lists its Trade Council of Denmark in Taipei as one of its missions in China. So it's labeling the Taiwan as China, basically. Okay. And administrative changes now classify Taiwanese citizens as Chinese nationals in Danish official documents. justified by officials as consistent with Denmark's recognition of the People's Republic of China. So let me just explain. Now, Taiwanese people in Denmark, on their official documents, when they are in Denmark, now have to say that they are Chinese. Wow. This is ridiculous. Don't you think that's ridiculous, guys? Like, seriously, what the hell is going on? This is some real scary shit. And it's extremely offensive to the people of Taiwan who take their identity as Taiwanese very seriously, and especially doing it pretty much around the same time as Taiwan's National Day is just ridiculous. Imagine I went to live in Denmark and they said to me, "Oh, sorry, now we have this new rule. Even though you're from the UK, you're a British citizen, but now you have to list your nationality as a Martian." Because that's basically the same thing as what they're doing to Taiwan, because Taiwan and China are two completely different places, two completely different countries. Taiwan has its own government, its own laws, its own customs, its own traditions, its own passport, own military, own currency, its own land, its own borders. Taiwan is a complete separate country from China, but now in Denmark, Taiwanese people have to say they're Chinese? Man, that just seriously takes the piss. And it's very, very worrying indeed. And I am sure that the people of Denmark would not agree with this. So, what the hell is their government doing? I have no idea. And the worst thing about it is if one European country caves into China's narrative, then more and more could start to follow suit, and Denmark could be setting a very dangerous precedent for the future of Europe. And I will be keeping a very close eye on this. And if they try to pull this shit here in the UK, man, shit is going to go down. I can tell you that. So, let's all of us openly oppose China's one China principle. And if you guys could do me a favor in the comments section, could you please write something like screw the one China principle? Even the one China policy can get to fuck. You know what I mean? We need to scrap that anyway. We need to just forget about that and just start recognizing Taiwan as the amazing country that it is. So yeah, guys, that's really, really pissed me off. Anyway, that is all I wanted to talk about that subject. So let me know what you guys think in the chat and in the comments, and we're going to move along with today's video. Save your comment about it for later when I do the Q&A, because I just want to get through this. And yeah, apologies for the start of the stream where I didn't even export the goddamn clips for today's stream. What a douche. All right, anyway, let's move on. Okie dokie. So we had this youth music festival in a city called Rujiao in Shandong province in China. And there was a video that was published. It was held at the beach. Rujiao is a coastal city in Shandong province, okay? I actually lived there for a little bit, believe it or not. Sorry, I'm just going to have a sip of my Earl Grey, my pretentious tea. So yeah, so there was a little youth music festival going on in Rujiao, and you know how there's this like propaganda which isn't true, like it says that Chinese people are respectful and orderly. They're an orderly bunch and they follow the rules, and we should all be copying their example. But in reality, like, China is one of the most chaotic countries that you'll ever go to. It's insane. And if you see this clip, you'll see that the people are just trying to bust into this festival for free. Apologies for the crappy music. It had some like copyrighted music, so I just put this random music. But look, people are just trying to burst through the gates there. You know, an orderly country. You know, like I think that they mix sometimes these propagandists. They mix up China with Japan because Japan is the true orderly country, right? But yeah, China is just chaotic. Like people do not follow the rules there at all, which is part of the appeal of going there sometimes, you know. But not when this shit like this happens. Just chaos. The police can look. The police can do absolutely nothing about it. See, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, why, if they can do stuff like this, why don't they like organize some kind of political coup or, you know, like some democratic takeover? Are the people really like that scared of the government? Why can they break these little rules like this, but they dare not speak against the government, right? It's kind of a weird one, isn't it? Right, yeah, it's a zombie film behavior. Tanks. That's why. Yeah, probably, mate. Yeah, but look at it. It's like Storm Area 51, isn't it? But they actually storm it. They don't realize their power over the CCP. Yeah, I mean, they don't realize that if they all just mobilize, like, all 1 billion of them, CCP would be able to sod all about it, right? They wouldn't be able to do shit. You know, Tiananmen Square was just a taste of what students could have done, you know? Unfortunately, like, the government brought in the tanks, like Mike just said. But yeah, this clip's going on for far too long. I had no idea it was this long. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, yeah, there we go. Same festival next day. Like, I just want to show you the amount of trash on the floor. Like, look at this. It's completely ruined the beach. Man, look at that. Yeah, like on a beach, not the best idea, is it, to like have trash like that? All of that could go into the ocean. I can't imagine like what the sea looks like after all of this junk in the ocean. The ocean has been polluted badly enough, let alone all of this crap going in there. I mean, look, yeah, and they have like a sea of people to clean it up as well. People probably getting paid peanuts to do this, by the way, because wages in China are just ridiculously low. But like, what a waste, you know? Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. And it's just, let me just pause that picture right there. So I have never seen so many trashy beaches than I have when I lived in China. Like I would go because I lived in Dalian, which is on the coast, yeah, and there would just be people like eating like those barbecues on the sticks, like the little skewer sticks. Like they'd eat it and they just throw it on the sand. You'd walk through that sand, you'd end up with like a barbecue skewer stick sticking into the bottom of your foot. They'd have beer bottles, they'd swally back their beer, they'd knock it back, then they'd just lob the bottle straight into the sea. No message in the bottle, no, just like some empty beer bottle floating in the sea. People just throwing trash everywhere because there's this kind of culture of, well, it doesn't matter what I do because there's always going to be some expendable poor person who's going to come and pick it up. But not everything gets picked up, and you end up with just a real trashy beach, and it does look like this very often. Okay, this is another funny thing, like it's one of those I don't even know what they need this for, right? But it's to enter this little area, right? And it's one of those facial recognition scanners. But yeah, the machine isn't really having a good day. Have a look. It's a school, right? Is it a school or yeah, it is, yeah. Says it down there. Taoyuan.
不行，我给他来个特写。
Whoa, we're living in the future here. China, high tech, space age China, everybody. Look at that. I just found that clip funny, man. Okay, and now I just had to talk about this one. So there is this mystique. And even today, although a lot of the times it's been disproven that Chinese kung fu is useful for anything apart from exercising the body, but there's this mystique surrounding like martial arts, like kung fu, that it's this unstoppable force. And like obviously in recent years, there's been like some matches between like MMA fighters and kung fu masters. And the kung fu masters 100% of the time get their asses kicked by the MMA fighters. But I just found this clip of like a demonstration of this like martial arts, and it is one of the most pathetic things that I've ever seen. So let me just play it without further ado. I give you the lamest kung fu presentation you will ever see. Whoa. Watch out, it's Neo from the Matrix. Whoa. Should have cut that in here. Whoa. I know Kung Fu. Then show me. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. You are the one, Neo. Whoa, man, that was epic, man. Can we watch that again? I'm sorry. I just have to see that again. It's so good. Uh, okay. I mean, seriously, this is not going to get anybody interested in your martial art, right? Wow. Yeah. I mean, we're laughing at it now, right? But to be fair, I mean, when I'm their age, I hope I can move around like that. And I do know that Tai Chi and stuff like that, it is good for you. Kung Fu is good for you, but it's not a formidable force in a real fight. It does absolutely nothing. It's not useful at all in a real fight because you end up doing that. Okay, I mean, I didn't realize that there was a zombie outbreak happening in China right at this moment. But here we go again. We've got one of these puncture scammers, the broken vase scam, which is where people deliberately jump in front of moving vehicles to try and claim insurance. They're not jumping in front of cars moving fast. They usually wait until the car stops. They jump on it, pretend that they've been hit by it, and they try and claim insurance. But luckily, nowadays, most cars actually have a camera built into them, so they're being exposed more and more. But this is a very common thing in China. And check this one out. And it's quite apt that it's almost Halloween because this is quite a horrific looking clip. What the hell is she doing? You're gonna take a dump there. Of course, I added some scary music. But look, oh look, she's found another victim. Oh no, she's back. She's back. I'm not sure which one to do. It's a very scary looking scene, isn't it? Like the vibe, the atmosphere, pitch black, weird woman. I mean, if she's wearing a clown outfit, it would be worse. That's a good question. I mean, perhaps, you know, with those like vehicular manslaughters that we see. But yeah, I mean, what would you do in this situation? You know, in I think in any normal country, you would probably park up, get out, and say, "What the fuck are you doing? Can you please get the fuck out of the road because I'm trying to drive here?" Or you would just like drive around her, you know. Um, that's what I would do anyway. But in China, they're too afraid because they don't want to have to pay that compensation money, you know. And these people who are doing this are so desperate because there's no real like social welfare safety nets in China. You know, like if they're unemployed, I'm pretty sure there's not really any unemployment benefits or anything of the sort, right? So these are some desperate people who are just trying to make money. And so they try and make money off of their fellow man and woman by doing stupid, ridiculous scams like this. I mean, clearly the lady here had some problems, right? It's pretty apparent. Look, yeah, just drive around there, get out of the car, move her out of the way, get the other drive the car past her, get back in, and just drive off, right? All right, guys. So this is the last clip that I wanted to show you, and this is just another example. You know, when you see all of those CCP shills, and one of the main things that they do is they talk about the amazing subways in China, how brand spanking new they are, and how it looks like the future. China's subways are amazing. 2075. Whoa, cyberpunk China. Hey, right? You know, you've got that shield, the ginger nut guy, Ginger Shill. Can't remember his name now. I made some videos about him in the past when I used to only talk about shills. But yeah, he goes around and he's like got that goofy look on his face. He's like, "Whoa, look at the future. China is the future. I don't even need a ticket. I could just use my phone." When you can use your phone on most subway systems around the world. I know you can for sure in London. So what the hell? Anyway, so this is very typical during rush hour because China's populace is so huge that you will see this on a lot of subways. I for sure did, and I know lots of people who have, and I'm pretty sure it's still a problem because we have clips like this. Tin of sardines, isn't it? Just jam packed, and that's China, just like overcrowded, and not all of their subways are futuristic and brand new. And if they are, well, they're overcrowded, and yeah, it's a lot of trouble using the subway system. Also, they have metal detectors at their underground stations where in order to get on the train you have to like put your bag through a metal detector, like not a like an x-ray machine, and then you walk under a metal detector. It's like being at the airport just to take a freaking subway train. I'm surprised you don't have to show your passport, but that's only reserved for like traveling on the high speed trains and flights. But even imagine like you're in your own country and you have to provide ID just to get on a train. Anyway, that's how ridiculous China can be. And those are just some clips that came out of China recently. So, guys, that's all for today's stream. That's all of the content. So, I guess I'll take a couple of minutes to look at the chat, see if anybody's got anything that they want to get off their chest. This is like Dr. Phil time. Dr. Lewis is here to answer your questions. So, let's have a look. Indeed, overcrowded is definitely not an excuse for pushing someone out of the train. But that someone probably shouldn't be trying to get on the train in that situation, right? So yeah, it's kind of tough. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean there. You shouldn't be trying to push somebody off the train. Okay, what else have we got? Hey, Lewis, Denmark is mentioned. I was very late. Well, yeah, we spoke about it at the start of the stream. I'm not going to go over it again, but if you want, you can just go back and watch the start of the stream when you've got some time. Yeah, but yeah, we mentioned Denmark for sure because something really ridiculous happened in Denmark recently. China is not an open country. It's just like Soviet era USSR. Yeah, it really is. It's not an open country. How could it be when they ban freedom of speech? Okay. Yeah, we're in Dr. Lewis office hours now. So, if you have any problems, just fire away. I got a massive problem, and I don't know, should I reveal this on today's stream? Do you want me to reveal my new dilemma? If you want me to reveal my new dilemma, then you can tell me, hey, reveal it. Hey, Lewis, what shenanigans do you think the CCP will pull this year to ruin Halloween for the people of China that just want to experience some joy? Yeah, I mean, they'll probably... Every year there's usually a problem centered around Halloween. But I think, yeah, it'll just be the usual crap, like, was it last year where there's a lot of schools like banned being able to celebrate it in the classroom? So we'll get some nonsense like that. People will still dress up and that kind of thing, but yeah, I mean, they'll have to be very careful about what costume they choose, because I remember some people were dressing up in COVID as like the dabai. Remember the dabai? The dabai, the COVID, the quarantine COVID nuclear, it looked like a nuclear biological chemical warfare suit, right? So yeah, we'll get people wearing costumes like that, or to something more relevant in politics. So maybe we'll get somebody dress up as a CCP member that disappeared, perhaps. But yeah, they better be careful. I hyped your London night video. Does it help promote it? I think it does. Yeah. I think that function is relatively new, and I still haven't seen what impact it's specifically had on the videos. But I think any little thing can help it. So thank you for doing that, Jasmine. I appreciate it. Go ahead, reveal. Okay, guys, don't get scared here. But yeah, are you ready? Yeah, that's my dilemma at the moment. Let's see. It was not allowed last year. Well, I mean, we did see that some people did celebrate Halloween in China. So I think in a lot of smaller cities, it probably wasn't allowed. But in some of the big cities that are more like on show to the world, I think that Halloween was celebrated, or at least people were walking around in Halloween costumes. But the police were trying to control it, right? So, yeah, in case you didn't see, I decided to shave my head, and yeah, I totally regret it. So I gotta grow my hair back because it looks ridiculous. Um, yeah, it was the crowds of people, wasn't it, that they were saying was the problem? Because a lot of people they don't like crowds of people gathering together where it could end up becoming like a protest type scenario. So yeah, clean as a whistle. Same problem. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? Like losing your hair. Uh, no, I'm not changing my pronouns. I think I'm like just yeah, like midlife crisis, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should wear the hat backwards. Does that look better? Like, yo, I look like I'm in Limp Biscuit now or whatever. It's all about what he says, she says, bullshit. You know, it's better forwards, isn't it? That's okay. Well, yeah, it is. But when you're used to having hair, I know that I'm like balding and stuff, but I've always had a little bit of hair there. So yeah, it looks ridiculous. You just turn on our lives. I'm happy you regretted. Yeah, I mean, look, it looks ridiculous, doesn't it? Like, maybe without the glasses, it looks all right. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, man, it just looks. Yeah, I don't like it at all. Anyway, that's life. You make some stupid decisions, and hey, look, this month I didn't have to pay for a haircut because I did it myself. So that's life. I was watching some flat cap McDonald podcast. It's not what. Oh my god, he's so lame. That guy. Oh wow, what a complete dork. I'm sorry, but that is just one complete gimp of a human being. Yeah, never watch his stuff, man, unless you're watching it to rip the shit out of him. Is the CCP going to send jets and ships to Taiwan tomorrow because it's double? I think that would be a mistake. That's the worst day that they could possibly think to do that. So I highly doubt it. Those are some emojis that I can't see. The shill. I have to hold my breath for 2 seconds when I see it. What, the hair? Ta-da! Good job I've got the hat that I can just wear in all of my videos, right? Midlife, I mean, could be, dude. Like, I'm 44 this year, so, I'm getting there. You wear your baseball caps backwards. Yo, like that. You wear it to the side like that. Yo, dude. That's a beautiful head shape of yours. Yeah, you know, it's uh, it's a chrome dome. Grow a pony like Krusty, like get like a man bun. Yeah. I couldn't. I'm jealous of Krusty's hair, man. Like I can't grow my hair like Krusty. Yeah, I like the hat. The hat I've always worn a hat, so it doesn't bother me like what hairstyle I have because I usually wear a hat anyway, so it's all good. A bit of an odd bastard without the glasses. Yeah, it's like, look, you want to fuck with me? It's Jason Statham. No, I can't do a Statham impression. Looks like Phil Mitchell from EastEnders or something. East Side Stains gang member. Yeah, a bit of Peaky Blinders as well, right? You have a nice head. Well, thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. You should wear sunglasses. If I wear sunglasses, like, then I'm gonna be blind as a bat. I should get some prescription ones because my eyesight is not so great. Like, I can't even really read the writing here. I really struggle, so I need glasses, unfortunately. Uh, Good head shape. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the kind words, but I think I look like just a bit of a loser, a bit of a tit head. My head is full of dings and dents. My parents didn't believe in helmets as a child. Yeah, I definitely need the hair. Okay. Ever see an 8-year-old take off on a turbocharged snowmobile? Yeah, dude, I had got a lot of injuries when I was younger as well, but never from a snowmobile. So yeah, that's pretty epic. You have a bit of a Noel Phillips look. Remind me who Noel. I'm gonna look up who's Noel Phillips. I forget who Noel Phillips is. He's a travel vlogger. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. He's got the big thick glasses as well. All right, yeah, I can dig that. He looks cool. I like him. He looks cool. Krusty, screw that guy. Does he make YouTube videos? No, he doesn't, but he's always talking. He's talking. He's always filming stuff with his phone, which makes me think, where does he send that footage, you know? Okay, but you still have your hair to cover everything. Yeah, I will definitely. Denmark isn't one of the 12 countries that recognize Taiwan as a country. No, it certainly isn't. And it's basically, anyway, I did all of this at the start of the stream. So, yeah. Will I do another walkabout soon? I definitely will. I definitely will. Probably next week. So, keep your eye peeled. Your eye, if you only have one eye, if you're a pirate, but keep both eyes peeled to the Free China channel because I will be putting some more videos up there soon. And I attended a protest last week. It was against digital ID cards, and I went there with Dr. K, Brendan Kavanagh, uh, and I was gonna I was gonna release a video about it, but I just didn't think that it was really suitable for my Free China channel. So I might have to either put that footage elsewhere or maybe just make it available to my patrons and channel members because, yeah, I'm not sure if it really goes with the theme of my channels, considering it's just about digital ID cards in the UK. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I may end up putting some of the footage out though on Free China, especially because I think Brendan Kavanagh made a pretty good speech there which I filmed in its entirety. So I might just upload what he said on that speech because it was pretty good. And he did, yeah, there was some mention of the like piano gate incident and that kind of thing. So it could be good, but yeah. hopefully, you'll be able to see that footage at some point. But I'm in no rush to release it, to be honest with you. But yeah, it could be cool. Uh, Good on you, mate. Yeah, I signed that petition as well. But yeah, the protest was a weird mixed bag of people. Like there was the leader of UKIP. What's his name again? UK Independence Party. What is that guy's name? I'm just gonna have to look him up because yeah, Nick something or other. Nick Tenconi was there, and he's like a very right wing religious guy, like his solution to immigration is like lock them all up and blah blah blah, which I personally don't agree with because I think that's exactly the same thing as the commies would do, right? And then you had like people like Jeremy Corbyn's brother, Piers Corbyn, who's famously like on the left leaning side. So it was a complete mix of like people from all political sides, all just coming together to oppose the ID cards. But yeah, it was a weird one actually, a really weird one. Uh, yeah, Brendan did do a live stream about it, so you could probably go and watch his live stream. Yeah, maybe I'll put it here. I haven't decided yet, but at some point I will make that footage available. But it might just be for channel members and patrons. So yeah, Jasmine, as you're a channel member, you'll get to see it. Uh, Tanconi, yeah, exactly. Not my cup of tea, to be perfectly honest with you. Uh, I don't agree that immigrants should all be locked up or any like he was like left wing people should be locked up, and it's like, so what? You're just going to lock up all of your critics? That's basically what the CCP does. You know what I mean? So I wasn't really impressed. Did I watch the arrest footage? And yes, I did. I did, and it was just horrible. It was ridiculous, man. I could not believe that they had the cheek, the audacity to go into a man's house and just root through everything just because of an email. And that is like just, yeah, that's ridiculous. And that's why we're protesting against such things like these ID cards, because these ID cards will just make it easier for the police to do stuff like that, like they'll just be able to go into your house, you know give us your digital ID on the street. We're going to search you for no reason, just because we suspect that you've done so. You've got something on you. No evidence of it. We're just going to search you. Oh, and what's your ID? You buy a new phone, the ID card, you probably have to use it to even buy you. It's just going to be like China. I already spoke about it in last week's live stream. It's just absurd. Yeah, so yeah, to get back to it, yeah, I did watch it, and wow, it was crazy. Yeah, extremely invasive and unnecessary. And now we all know, like, what Brendan's house looks like, I guess. You know what I mean? I told him he probably needs to hire a cleaner. Yeah, anyway, he's got a lot of stuff in that house though, man. Like he seems like a bit of a collector of things, which is cool. It's a cool place he's got there as well, living on a farm. Yeah, it was terrible. Right, like yeah, right in front of his children. Right in front of his children. Yeah, it was stupid, man. And just because of some creep complaining about him, I mean, I did speak to him about what happened when I saw him on Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. Yeah, I spoke to him like a little bit about it, and he said that he's kind of over it now. And but how do you ever like get over like that? Like it's very intrusive. Maybe Krusty reported him. I don't think Krusty would do that. As much of a like douche that he is, I don't think he would do that. Typical farmhouse, lots to do. Tidying is last on the list. I agree. I agree. He's got a cool pad though. He's got a swimming pool in there as well, by the looks of things. So even cooler. That would be pretty cool for the summer. Right. Anyway, guys, we've been going for an hour, so I am going to end the stream. But yeah, you guys have been engaging a lot today in the comments and in the chat. I really appreciate it. And yeah, like, thank you for not ripping the shit out of me for the bald head. So I appreciate that as well. And hopefully, like, by next stream I'll have a little bit of hair. We can progress the hair growth, can't we, like on every stream? So yeah, that's a reason to watch. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Do me a favor, leave a comment on the stream saying something along the lines of screw the one China policy, what the hell is Denmark doing? And yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Taiwan, happy National Day. 双十节快乐. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. All right. Bye for now, guys.